Hey there everybody, welcome back to more Final Fantasy VII. In the last episode, we managed to make it to the Golden Saucer, do a little bit of mini games here and there, but then we end up getting associated for murdering people for whatever reason. We think that it was Barret, but it actually is not. But Barret has some explaining to do and he's gonna answer to us immediately. Apparently the people that were being shot up were actually shot by somebody with a one-armed gunman. So now we are now in the Corral prison, and obviously we need to go ahead and get out, but sadly, we have no way of getting out. So this guy says that if we want to enter the Chocobo race, obviously we do want to enter because we can get permission for the bosses in this place. But we're trying to figure out who the boss is. We don't, we don't even know, and the guy doesn't really bother to even tell us. There's a lot of things that you can see around this place, but in all fairness, there's not much going for it. There's this guy here. Never seen your face around here before? Going up? Yeah. You don't seem to understand how things work down here. This is the Ghost Saucer's garbage dump, and that makes all of you scrubs. The only way to get back up there is to win the Chocobo race. But it's not as easy as you rookies think. Of course, if you get the boss's permission, it'd be a different story. But you'll never get that. It's like, oh, okay. So now we're pretty much stuck here because we don't even have the boss's permission. You will, however, find random encounters. The random encounters that you will actually get from this place is these things here. What the hell? The Two-Face. And you will also get enemies such as bandits. Bandits will end up stealing from you, and you will have to kill them to get your items back. Then again, I'm not sure if you can get your items back. I could be totally wrong on that, so don't quote me on that. I'm not entirely sure if you can get them back. Now, in the last episode, I said that Kashi ends up having like an item that gives you the materia manipulate. That's going to be utilized for Yuffie because, in all honesty, Yuffie, we're going to need the manipulated materia to actually get Big Guard, which is the best enemy skill in the entire game. Yo, did I tell you not to come here? Just hold on for a second. We just want to talk. You'll understand if you just hear us out. Didn't want none of y'all to get involved. Hey, that's Cloudline. It's too dangerous. I can't let you get involved. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we're already involved in this. We saw you in a hurry here, Barret. Just tell us what's going on. You guys. I heard that the murderers at the battle arena were done by a man with a gun arm. There's another man that got a gun grafted into his arm. It was 4 years ago. Flashback! I remember I was on my way home from visiting a Mako reactor being built. Barret, Dine, come quick, the village being attacked at Shinra soldiers! What? What the hell happened? Hey, Barret, it's not over yet. Everyone's waiting. Let's go back to the village. Actually, no, it's pretty much over. The entire place is burnt up. And the old man's dead. Well, damn. And now the people are getting shot. Great. Run, Barret, run, Dine. Run as you are being shot by Shinra soldiers. Because Shinra are a bunch of paladouches. Actually, now that we think about it, we are going to learn later on as to why Shinra Corporation is actually corrupt, to be fair. Coming back. Everyone's waiting for you. Eleanor, Marlene, they all waiting for us. And there goes Dine. From then on, I couldn't use my right arm no more. I was depressed for a while. But then I threw away my artificial arm and got this gun grafted in. Got a new right arm to get revenge on the Shinra who took everything away. Back then, I heard the doc said there was another man who had the same operation, but it was his left arm. But Dine's injury was the same as yours. Yeah, that's right. He was deceived by the Shinra too. He'll probably join us to fight against the Shinra. I wouldn't bet on it. I gotta apologize to Dine before I can rest in peace. And that's why I gotta go alone. Do whatever you want is what you want to hear. Well, I can't let you do it. We need to help you save the planet. Barret, this isn't the end. Weren't you gonna save the planet? Tifa, you ought to know by now. That's alright. I'm not so different from you. That's easier to understand. It's you, Barret. So there it is, Barret. So I guess it'll be Barret, me, and Yuffie. Because Tifa does not need to see this. In all honesty, she actually really doesn't. I'm only bringing Yuffie because, yeah. Anyways, it's just going to be spoiling a bit. You want to keep Barret in the back, and you also want to go ahead and equip Cure with Barret as well. Because this battle is going to have Barret fighting by himself. So, just prepare yourself. If you do manage to get stuck in this segment, I'm not entirely sure what you could do, to be fair. I will admit, when I first played this game, I did get stuck here because I didn't know what you were how to actually win the fight. So that's essentially me just sucking at the game, but I've already told you my playthrough, my history of this game. I played it the first time, didn't understand any sort of mechanic in this game. Didn't understand not one lick of a mechanic. Alright, so the area that we're going through is this area over here, because this guy has also been shot by a gun, so, poor guy. And this area has only one particular enemy that spawns from it. And the only enemy it has is, it only has, what is it? It has Sandworm. That's really about it. That is the only enemy that it has. It does not have any other sort of enemy. Or any other type of enemy, I should say. And that's really it. Like, you're not really dealing with anything else in this area aside from just sandworms. In fact, we might get actually... Oh, no, we're not going to see sandworms. Okay, good. Ooh, these guys are interesting. These guys are Final Fantasy V callback. These are the Death Claws. These guys used to give you an enemy skill that used to be very, very good. In fact, it was so good that you kind of needed that enemy skill, and you can only get it, I think, twice in the game. There's obviously a boss fight with the Death Arm that you can get, or Death Claws to say, that gives you the ability Death Grip, I think it was called, in Final Fantasy V. And that move essentially cuts down bosses and enemies' health down to almost half. Oh, wow. Alright. Usually that takes me a little bit longer to get there, but it actually only took me one space to get there. Huh. Well, that was lucky. Alright, whatever. Anyways, like I said, have Barret in the back, so that way this fight is not as difficult as you need it to be. Dine, is that you? You know, at first I thought that his, model was turned around, but it actually is. He's just shooting up in midair. He has two graves, too. One for his wife, I'm assuming, and one for him. I knew you were alive somewhere. We had the same operation. Listen, Don, I can hear a voice. What's that? It's Eleanor's voice, begging me not to hate your rotten guts. That's why I never hunted you down. I know I was stupid. I'm not asking you to forgive me. But what are you doing in a place like this? Why you want to kill people who ain't even involved? Why? The hell do you care? You think the dead understand why the hearing the Shinra's excuses gonna make people in the Coral understand anything? I don't care about reasons. All they give us is artillery and stupid excuses, what's left in this world, and despair and emptiness. You still want to hear why? Alright, I'll tell you. 'Cause I want to destroy everything. The people in this city, this city itself, the whole world. I got nothing left in this world. Coral, Eleanor, Marlene. Dying. Marlene's still alive. I went back into town and thought she was gone for sure. I wandered around town for a while. That's when I found her. Found Marlene. She's in Midgar. Let's go see her together. Alright? So, she's still alive. Alright, Barret. Then I guess you and me gotta fight. What? Eleanor's all by herself. I gotta take Marlene to her. Dying. Are you crazy? Marlene wants to see her mom, don't she? Stop dying! I can't die yet! Oh yeah? Well, my life's been over ever since then. Stop it! I don't want to fight you! Barret, Cloud, you stay the hell out of it. This is my problem. And let the boss fight between Dyne and Barret begin. First thing you want to do is actually try to poison Dyne because Dyne's a douche. Dyne has a lot of stupid attacks that don't really do a lot of damage since Barret's in the bat. But other than that, this fight is not difficult. He is going to shoot you a couple of times here and there, and, you know, all that jazz. So the only thing that you probably have to look forward to is his desperation move, which is essentially him kinda doing his last attack before his gun arm explodes. I kind of like to think that that's what happens because he kind of does a move that he only does when he's near death, or when he dies, I should say, which makes a lot of sense because a lot of enemies tend to do like desperation moves. 131, that is not that bad. In fact, that's actually close to how much damage we can do to him with our attack. So take this, Dying, you douche! Because I don't care for yours. 555. Oh, we're done. And that's the end of the fight. Oh, that was fast. Wow. I actually forgot how fast you can actually beat him when you end up using beta. By the way, I recorded this last time and the game capture kind of farted on itself, so that's why this fight is different. Actually, that's also why the commentary is different. The first commentary kind of sucked, so I'm going to have to re-record. I'm going to have to save over that, but whatevers. Y'all already know how it is. I didn't just lose an arm back then. I lost something irreplaceable. I don't know where it went wrong. Dying, I don't know either, man. Is this the only way we can resolve this? I told you. I want to destroy everything. Everything. This crazy world, even me. And what about Marlene? What's gonna happen to her? Think about it, Barret. How old was Marlene back then? Even if I did go see her, she wouldn't even know me. What's more, Barret? My hand's too stained to carry her anymore. Barret. Give that pendant to Marlene. It was Eleanor's, my wife's mentor. So Marlene's already 4. Barret, don't ever make her cry. And that's it for Dyne. One of Barret's old friends. Now that I think about it, I think almost every character kind of has like an old friend to deal with. That's the thing about the Final Fantasy VII cast is like, you know, despite its fact as being an overrated game, I'll go into more detail with that once we get to like the ending and whatever, but every character has their sort of quote-unquote rival to deal with, so I like that. So anyways, since we got Dyne's pendant, we can talk to this guy now, because he ended up saying that we're never going to get the boss's permission, but since we managed to kill Dyne, and of course having this pendant, the boss will be considering us to be able to actually go up. Because obviously we took out the guy who caused all the mess in the first place. So, yeah. Dio is reconsidering us and saying, alright, you guys can do it. Right. I mean, no, I don't know anything. Sorry. Ooh, don't be messing up my flow, man. Huh? Oh, man, you guys are mistaken. I already told you, there's only one way to get out of here. That's to win the Chocobo race, and that's held up there in the gold saucer. And only one racer can go up at a time. Say what? No, really, even if you threaten me, a rule's a rule, I can't change it. If I do the whole system down, he'll get messed up, and I can't do that. Okay, I'll let one of you go up. After that, he's gotta deal with Dio. Alright then. Cloud, you go. We'll wait down here. Hurry up and win that Chocobo race to get us out of here. Sure, why not? I mean, I ain't got nothing better to do, to be honest. And to be fair, alright, so we now have ourselves another minigame, and this minigame is pretty important. This minigame is essentially what we're going to be doing in the later half of the game. And I'm gonna say this, why is later half of the game? Because it's gonna be long and arduous, and I hate it, because it sucks. Alright, so you notice in the Chocobo tracks encounter that we met just a regular Chocobo. Now, if you kind of go back to the Chocobo stable, and we can't do that now when you first arrive at the Chocobo farm, if you do that now, after you've gotten to the second disc or so, an event happens where all the Chocobos will leave the stable. You will then have the capabilities of registering your Chocobos and leaving them in stables. There are 4 or 3 different types of Chocobos, I want to say. There are... Actually, no. I think there's like 3. I don't really remember. There's poor, there's good, there's great, and I guess there's also bad. And the way how the Chocobo race goes is that you have the ability to set it to auto and manual. Set it to manual because there's a trick that you can do if you press the L1, R1, R2, R2 again. L1, R1, L2 and R2 button, and it will charge your stamina gauge. It won't charge it fast, but it will charge it enough for you to be able to spam the boost button. And when you're spamming the boost button, it actually will help you out a great deal in winning this race. You have to get first place to be able to continue on with the story, but later on, you will need to go ahead and start breeding Chocobos. Breeding Chocobos is a very important mechanic because when you breed Chocobos, you gain the ability to getting the best items in the game, such as the best spell, the final summon, and, you know, so on and so forth. You kind of need to do the breeding so that that Chocobo can be increased. And you want to know something? It is a damn good thing that the recording messed up because I did not realize I missed that materia on the floor. Holy crap. I did not even notice that. And I don't even know if there's even a way to getting back here. So I think you can probably miss that materia if you're not careful. Wow. Maybe it was a blessing that the recording messed up because I would have missed that materia that's right there on the floor. Whew. That was close. And I think that materia is, what's that materia? That materia is, oh, it's Ramu. Yeah, I would have missed Ramu. Or Ramu. Or whatever how you pronounce his name. Whew, that was close. I'm actually, you know what? Sometimes it's a blessing that when your recording's messed up because then you end up realizing, holy crap, I almost missed something. Oh, man. I would have hated myself, too, because I didn't even realize I missed that. But, yeah, but we'll go into more detail about the Chocobo breeding later. Obviously, there's an extensive guide that you can read upon with the Chocobo breeding, and there's also a way you can make it a little bit easier. It also is luck-based, too, of depending on what Chocobo you can get. There is Mountain Chocobo, Sea Chocobo, Ocean Chocobo, and Golden Chocobo. Golden Chocobo is essentially can do everything a mountain, sea, and ocean Chocobo can do, and the gold Chocobo is by far the best Chocobo in the entire game. Your goal is to essentially get the golden Chocobo so that way you can be able to get the items that you need. I recommend just getting the gold one because you kind of could just use the gold one to just get everything that you want. So that's my explanation. So anyways, we're going to go ahead and do this race. So enjoy the Chocobo racing minigame. Oh wow, that actually beat that with the time of the music. That's actually pretty good. Alright, there's actually something I should mention. If you do run out of stamina regularly, your Chocobo will slow down and you will basically automatically lose the race. I'm gonna just say that right now. You don't want that to happen, because if your Chocobo runs out of stamina, because if you notice that when I was pressing the L1, R1, R2, and L2, the stamina gauge was going up. It doesn't go up as fast, and that's kind of a secret thing that the game doesn't tell you, and it's kind of one of the things that you kind of have to just figure out on your own or look up on the internet. And, like, obviously, the internet is the thing that will basically tell you, hey, if you press these buttons, I think that, like, the Final Fantasy VII strategy guide will tell you about the stamina recharging thing. Because you can't recharge the stamina normally. Like, there's no way to recharge it at all. So, that's your only means of doing this. And apparently, Sephiroth was heading to Gun Gaga, I don't know how to pronounce that, place in the south of the river. So we need to go there, but we end up getting ourselves a very fancy buggy system, so we can now go ahead and drive over sand and, well, desert and ocean. So yeah, we'll be meeting Eleanor a bit more later, because she's, now that we have her, she'll be basically being our personal Chocobo stable expert person. So anyways, before we actually continue onwards, we need to do one thing. First off, keep that enemy skill, keep that all, keep the revive, keep that, and I'm actually going to do one little thing. Barret, my good man, you're fine. Cloud, my good man, I need you to take the material. I don't need Shiva, because I don't use summons in this game. Like, I honestly can admit that I do not use summons in this game. I have my reasons. I am just gonna, like, showcase the summons once, and that's really about it. But other than that, I don't like using summons. I find that they're not as, there's only like 2 to 3, there's only like 4 summons in the game that I use religiously. Well, actually 5, if you count the one that you need to be a certain super boss. But I don't like using summons in this game at all. Like, before, when I first played Final Fantasy VII, I did use summons because I thought they're like, oh my god, they're so cool. But now that I'm, like, older and understand the mechanics a bit more, I don't use summons. Like, I only use them, like, once. Now, we want to go ahead and ride around in this location for a bit, because in this desert area, we can find what is known as a chimera. And this chimera has the capabilities of giving us Aqua Breath. Now, sadly, however, yes, you do have to, the buggy can still get random encounters. I wonder if I could just manipulate the thing and just let him do it. No, of course not. Why am I not surprised? Alright, let's shoot him a bit until he, you know, gives us the capabilities of getting Aqua Breath. Come on, buddy. Do your Aqua Breath attack. Oh, I mean, not Aqua Breath. Aqua Lung is what it's called. I'm sorry. I thought it was called Aqua Breath for some reason. Holy crap on a stick. That actually friggin' hurts. I forgot that actually does a lot of damage. Because, well, it's called Aqua Lung. What do you expect? Aqua Lung is like Beta. And there's one more ability that is called Trine. We'll be getting Trine later on. And Ramu, my god, you look ugly compared to your Final Fantasy. Oh, you're dead. Thank god. Alright, that's one enemy skill out of the way. Because I never actually got an Aqua Lung. So that's, I'm glad for that. Can we actually use tent, please? Cool. Alright, so now there's one more area we need to stop at, and it's actually the beach area right over here. And as I stated before, we are going to need the manipulative materia. So we run across this beach section right here. We'll actually do this before we end the episode. And we're looking for some seashell type enemies. These guys right here. Let's get rid of a few of them. We don't really need a bunch of them, to be honest. So, Blade Beam, ahoy! And, you know, if you use Blade Beam, it actually splits apart and actually harms a few. Actually, now that I think about it, this is actually pretty bad because, damn. You know what? I'm not gonna cut because, I realized something. I kind of want both of my party members to get it because Yuffie has the enemy skill and so does Barret, and I kind of want them both to get it so I don't have to waste it because they can only use Big Guard once. I don't know why they can only use Big Guard once. It's stupid and it doesn't really make any sense. But I just want to get an enemy layout where they're just looking at us, all three of us, and not just separated. Okay, never mind. You guys are always separated. Great. Good to know. Anyways, let me just manipulate one of you idiots. Alright, there we go. Now that we manipulated one, let's actually kill one of you guys, because we don't need two. God damn, you guys are weak. Anyways, use Big Guard in this direction. And that will allow Barret to learn Big Guard. And then we have to use it again on, Yuffie. Yeah, I figured you don't have enough. Go away. Yeah, you guys are friggin' weak and pathetic. Jeez. Anyways, let's manipulate this guy. And we missed. That's fine. We can manipulate. Don't tell me we can't manipulate them. Now, as I stated before, what Big Guard does is that Big Guard essentially... I can actually go ahead and just check what are these guys called? Beach plugs. Oh, they call beach plugs. That's a weird name. Anyways, okay, they don't actually tell you what Big Guard does. Big Guard, if you notice that we also are faster as well. That essentially is what Big Guard does. Big Guard gives you not only both of your barriers, which is the M, which is magic barrier, and your physical barrier, but also gives you haze as well. Big Guard is an amazing ability, and you will be asked out if you don't go ahead and bother to equip that and have it on your party at all times. Anyways, that is the end of this episode of Final Fantasy VII. In the next episode of Final Fantasy VII, we'll be heading to We'll be heading to the south. So, I've been C6. We'll be seeing you guys next time. And see you guys later. See yas.